Good evening and happy Wednesday. We're so happy you're tuning in. I'm Lauren Height.
And I'm Hannah Baker. You're watching NewsWatch Ole Miss. Oxford has been full of energy today with plenty of events taking place.
That's right. The results are in for the ASB elections. We spoke to the newly elected president and vice president to hear their plans about the upcoming year. Stay tuned for that.
And later on, both the men's and women's basketball teams are heading to the Sweet 16. We'll break down their big wins and what's next for the Rebels.
I always love election season, and congratulations to the new ASB leaders. We've been lucky with some amazing weather this week, and it's only getting better.
I'm definitely not complaining. I mean, it was a little hot, but it's better than the snow.
Yes.
Let's check in with William Traylor for a look at these perfect conditions. William?
Well, spring in the South means a few things: baseball, basketball, and pollen. Lots and lots of pollen in the air today, as will be the case for quite a while. We'll have some rain come through this weekend to wash out some of that pollen and get it off all of our cars, but for this week, that's what you're going to be sticking with, and that's what we will have. I'll tell you more in your full forecast coming up soon, but for now, back to you at the desk.
Thank you for that, William. Well, rain or shine, it's March Madness madness. Amelia Ward has the scoop on how local bars are getting in on the action.
For the first time in 24 years, the Ole Miss men's and women basketball teams have both made it to the Sweet 16, and Rebel fans are ready to cheer them on from the square.
Friday, my parents are in town. It's parent weekend, so we're going to Harrison's, gonna watch the game. Should be a good time.
With Parents Weekend and the game, the square is planning on having massive crowds this Friday. The Velvet Ditch general manager Noah Poole says he's prepared. He has plenty of staff, great deals, and even having Ole Miss quarterback Austin Simmons make an appearance.
You come in here, we have the most TVs that you'll be able to watch the game. We'll also have the game on our loudspeakers too, so it'll be broadcasting throughout the whole building and our patio area. Even the people all over can hear the basketball game going on too. So we look forward to having everybody here that can hear the game, be able to watch the game with the amount of TVs that we do have.
While some bars have a full staff ready for this Friday, other businesses like Donut Distillery are having a harder time finding enough people to work due to some employees having to participate in Parents Weekend.
I don't think we have our full staff, so that will be like hectic and scary.
The pavilion may look a little dead right now, but that's because our Rebs are on the road to the Sweet 16. We can be sure to anticipate big crowds on the square this Friday. Amelia Ward, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
That all sounds like it'll be so fun and a well-deserved celebration for our Rebs. Everyone be sure to stay safe out there on Friday. Speaking of the city of Oxford has been constructing new roundabouts to improve traffic flow and reduce congestion in busy areas. Officials say these changes will make intersections safer and more efficient for drivers. Now to Hallie Reeves with more details.
If you've driven down University Avenue, you know the struggle of just trying to get to Kroger. The city is building a roundabout at the intersection with Highway 7, and project engineer John Crawley hopes it will fix one of the major traffic congestion areas.
We were having situations where traffic was backing up on Highway 7 because people couldn't get in University. So this has been a long time coming.
Construction is going on as we are speaking. Right over here is exactly where the new roundabout is going to be built.
The project started at the beginning of this year and is causing major traffic disruptions with closed lanes and blocked Highway 7 access, which nearby businesses say has impacted on their foot traffic.
It definitely discourages people coming down our road and wanting to come see us.
Fleet Feet manager Ty Russell says they opened only 5 months ago, and many customers still don't know their location.
Especially with us being a new store and not everybody knowing what we have. You get a lot of frequent shoppers that just come in and come out just to see what we have, and we don't have as many of those especially.
They should not expect these frequent customers anytime soon, because Crawley says the project will not be completed until spring 2026.
The end result's going to be nice, and I think everybody will be pleased with how it turns out. Traffic will move a lot better through that area, a lot better than it has. Probably see traffic moving through them roundabout style this fall. They're going to start laying asphalt next week in the portions outside that they've already constructed. And it's the plan to get the ramps back open before double decker. So you'll be driving through some construction areas, for the summer and for the fall.
For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Hallie Reeves.
Your new Associated Student Body President is Jack Jones, and the new ASB Vice President is Walker Jacklin. Both ran on platforms focused on amplifying the voices of all Ole Miss students, with their biggest initiative being Hell Yeah, Damn Rides, a partnership with Uber to provide discounted rides for students. Jones vowed during his campaign to make this plan a reality within his first 100 days in office, and he told NewsWatch he's confident it will happen. Both winners expressed their gratitude to the student body for trusting them with this role and say they are ready to get to work.
A huge congratulations to our new ASB president and vice president. Speaking of staying informed and getting involved in politics, where do students turn to get their local and national news? Alexia Anderchek hit the streets to find out.
Everyone knows news is always changing, but in today's day and age, there's more ways than ever to receive that news. Let's see how Ole Miss students get their headlines. News isn't disappearing, but the traditional ways of receiving it may be. According to Professor Brad Conaway, students are turning to social media for news now more than ever.
2 different classes in the last 3 weeks. Where do you get your news? And I mean, it was a huge majority that said TikTok.
And students definitely agree.
I usually get my news on like TikTok because I don't really like search to find news stuff. I mostly just like come upon it usually on like my For You page.
I wouldn't say that's my go-to news source, but like I will just be scrolling through and sometimes, you know, see like what's trending or what's a headline.
With this change brings about concern of echo chambers, which is what happens when consumers only expose themselves to one side of news, which ultimately leads to something called confirmation bias. While some students make an effort to fact-check social media news,
even the big outlets get it wrong sometimes. So yeah, you just always have to double check and verify to make sure your news is accurate.
many do rely on their social media algorithms to fact-check for them.
If I see like a bunch of videos or something, like, or a bunch of like people saying the same thing, then I kind of believe it more.
Whether you get your information from your television or your phone, it's always a good idea to double-check those sources before you believe them. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Alexia Intercheck.
After the break, we will be discussing the rise of Rent a Closet and how it's changing the way students access trendy, high-end fashion.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up next is The Watch with your national news, including the latest on the Trump administration and other breaking stories. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Gonna be a hot one out there for move-in weekend, Ole Miss. Good luck this year, Rep.
You did it. You're home. I can't wait for you to discover the true meaning of hotty toddy. It's a cheer that connects us all to the red and blue. It's the moment that begins when you step on campus and continues long after you turn your tassel. I can't wait for you to discover your legacy and make the world a better place. Are you ready?
I love my boyfriend. We've been together since like 8th grade. He's my best friend. He takes care of me.
It only takes one accident to start a fire. Test your smoke alarms now.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz was given the authority to decide whether to include the Joint Chiefs Chairman in the discussion. Based on factors like policy relevance and need for secrecy, however, the Pentagon has declined to comment on why Grady, the president's top military advisor, was left out of the military strike talks. This has raised questions about transparency and decision-making within the administration.
Exactly what we're doing. As I also stated yesterday, nobody's texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about it.
Is raising concerns over the administration's decision-making process and the exclusion of key military advisors from important strategic meetings. The White House has stated secrecy and policy relevance were major factors, but questions remain about how this could impact military operations and coordination.
The Supreme Court recently upheld former President Biden's decision to ban the use of ghost guns, homemade firearms that are difficult to trace due to the lack of serial numbers. This ruling supports the previous administration's efforts to curb gun violence and regulate untraceable firearms, ensuring stricter control over parts used to assemble such guns. This decision comes after years of controversy and legislative battles over ghost guns, which have become a growing concern among law enforcement agencies. These untraceable weapons have been linked to several criminal cases and have raised alarms about their ease of assembly using online kits and parts. The ruling provides a legal framework to prohibit their manufacture and sale, signaling a major victory for those advocating for tougher gun control laws and stronger safety measures.
The Trump administration is seeking an emergency appeal from the Supreme Court over a decision regarding cuts to teacher training under the executive DEI rollbacks signed by President Trump. California is leading a lawsuit against the administration, with several states, including Massachusetts, New Jersey, Colorado, Illinois, Maryland, New York, and Wisconsin joining the fight. The Trump administration is asking the High Court to allow the funding cuts to go forward while the legal battle over the issue continues. This decision could have significant implications for teacher training and diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives in schools nationwide.
In local news, a Water Valley High School teacher and coach, LaMichael Knighton, was arrested after police say they found a gun and drugs during a traffic stop in DeSoto County. Officers pulled him over for not having a proper tag, which led to the discovery. Knighton was booked on March 13th and released the same day on a $1,500 bond. He now faces multiple charges, including paraphernalia with a firearm. The Water Valley School District confirmed his employment but has not commented further. Knighton is set to appear in court on April 7th at 9 a.m.
Hannah. After the break, we will have our complete forecast.
NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back with Storm Watch.
You don't have an STD or anything, do you?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you've never been tested?
No.
Really? Okay. I mean, it's not that hard.
I know.
Anyway, it's something to consider.
Okay.
It's a dangerous world out there.
Getting tested for sexually transmitted diseases doesn't have to be scary.
Two flashlights.
What's up, champ? Feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you.
74 degrees today in Oxford. Pollen is in the air, the sun is shining, and it is a great way to start out our spring. Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm William Traylor with Stormwatch. We have had a gorgeous week this week. We really haven't had any rain to speak of. We haven't really had anything except pollen, but a lot of pollen is what we've had. We're going to get rid of that sooner or later, but not at least for another day or two, and I'm going to tell you more about that in just one moment. So tonight, how's it going to look this evening after the sun sets, after we get rid of this day? Well, these 80-degree temperatures and these 74-degree temperatures, those are only going to drop about 20% or so, 20 degrees or so from what we're seeing right now. 80 is the highest that we have had, I believe, all year long here in Corinth right now. So we are happy to see those warm temperatures come back at least for one moment. We're going to see those kind of ebb and flow over the next couple of days, but for now, we're just going to enjoy it while we have it. 46 degrees is what we're going to be looking at this evening. Not really much in the way of precipitation or that much wind. You'll see a couple of gusts here and there, but other than that, it is going to be a clear, gorgeous night. You'll want to have a light jacket on, but besides that, you will have a great evening for all of your plans tonight. Now, tomorrow we're going to move into similar weather that we've had today. So you're going to see 81 as the high. There again, that is one of the highest days that we have had all year long, 81 degrees. No precipitation tomorrow to speak of, at least not that we can predict. It will be another clear, sunny day with nothing falling but pollen all over those cars. So if you're going to wash your car today, then you might just want to wait, because tomorrow, well, it's going to be the same deal. Tomorrow, again, around the area, we're going to have these upper 70s, low 80s, 81 in Holly Springs, 81 in Corinth, 80 here in Oxford proper. And we're going to enjoy that warm weather while we can. So as we go into your weekend, we'll want to keep an eye on some of these potentials for for severe weather. We do expect to have some strong to severe thunderstorms come through the area starting Saturday, as you can see right here. Those temperatures are going to cool off on Monday from these storms, but as we have dealt with what will be the third weekend in a row, we will have severe weather once again. Not necessarily tornadic weather. While there is a chance for tornadoes and hail, we're mostly focusing on heavy rain and very strong winds. So be sure to kind of plan accordingly for that. Now, what does that mean as far as our spring weather is concerned? Well, here is what I call your plant cast. If you like to plant, if you want to start your garden, don't do it yet. Wait, there will probably be another frost this year, this season rather, on April 2nd. That's when we expect that frost to come through. So anything you plant right now could very well get damaged on April 2nd. So just hold off a couple of weeks. You will be able to plant those plants very shortly. And also, even minus this frost, we will have some very high winds this weekend. So anything that you plant, especially these, the little young saplings and such, they could very well just blow right away. So keep that in mind. But going through the next 5 days, we're going to see that ebb and flow that I spoke about just a moment ago. 81 and 80 for Thursday and Friday. That's going to cool down on Saturday when we have our showers come through. And on Sunday and Monday, we're going to see a return to sunny skies and then some lower temperatures with 61 as your high on Monday. So it's going to end as a really, really great week until we get to some storms. And then next week, we're going to have some even cooler temperatures, more spring-like temperatures to carry us through next week.
Well, good, because right now it feels like summer. I need the spring temperatures to come
back.
Yeah,
you can tone it down just about 5 degrees or so.
Yeah, the weather's getting a little bit ahead of itself. Yeah. But, I mean, this is perfect weather for sports, right?
It is, absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely.
I mean, coming up, the men and women's basketball team left today to head to their Sweet 16 rounds of March Madness. And baseball stays in the winning column. Check back in after the break for this and more.
I don't like when you get like this. Then just unlike her post. I'm not flirting with her, she's my friend. It's her or me. Block her. But it's not fair, you can't. Do you understand? I don't block her.
Even when they happen on your phone, unhealthy behaviors can still hurt. Learn the signs before things go too far. Visit joinonelove.org.
Right! No! Bro, but you're not even gonna do anything! Yes, I was! Yes, no!
take my eyes off you.
It is quite clear that you were driving too fast to cope with the unexpected.
The faster the speed, the bigger the mess. From the Road Safety Authority, supported by Hibernian.
Welcome back, Rebs. I'm Hannah Baker with Sports Watch. Starting off, the Rebs are getting hot as both the men's and women's basketball teams punch their tickets to the Sweet 16. The women's team will be taking their talents to Spokane, and the men are taking theirs to Atlanta. Here's Lauren Kate Hallbrook with more information about the men's basketball send-off earlier this afternoon.
The Ole Miss men's basketball team is making history as they leave for the Sweet 16 tournament for the first time in 24 years. Men's student manager Kyle Wakefield says the support Rebel fans have shown is incredible.
Like Rebel Nation, they always come out and support us, especially if it's a big game. And with it being in Atlanta, we have a ton of Ole Miss alumni, so it should be a good crowd for the Rebels.
It'll be a challenge, we know that, but we've seen the challenges met forcefully and for the victories. So I'm excited about it.
The men's team dominated Sunday night's game against Iowa State with a final score of 91-78, and Rebel fans have faith they can keep up the winning streak.
I'm just imagining parades and parties and shutting the city down. Hopefully we all get a day off work for it and we all go celebrate a big old win.
Coach Beard has been the men's coach for only 2 years and wasting no time getting the Rebels to the victory line.
As long as Coach Beard's here, I think we got a pretty good chance at going deep in the tournament every year.
I'm here at the TUI Center where we just sent off our Ole Miss men's basketball team to play in the Sweet 16 tournament against Michigan State Spartans. The fans are electric to see our Rebels play and make history.
Taking things to the Swayze Field, the Ole Miss baseball team is keeping themselves in the winning column as they beat the Memphis Tigers in a midweek matchup last night. Here's sports reporter Ava Douglas with all the exciting action.
It was a fun night in Oxford, Mississippi as the newly ranked number 15 Ole Miss Rebels baseball team took on the non-ranked Memphis Tigers in a close game at Swayze Field. Memphis comes up first to bat and Ole Miss pitcher Gunnar Dennis takes the mound ready to set the tone. In the first inning, Dennis strikes out the first batter with his fastball. Memphis gets a walk, but Dennis quickly gets a ground out to end the inning. In the bottom of the first, Ole Miss jumps ahead right away. Campbell Smithwick leads off with a solo home run to deep left field, putting the Rebels up 1-0. The rest of the inning is quiet and the Rebels hold the lead. In the second inning, Memphis fights back. Will Vassar hits a solo home run, tying the game at 1-1. The next two batters go down easily, but Vassar's homer gives Memphis some potential. Ole Miss quickly takes the lead again in the bottom of the second with a 2-out rally. The Rebels go up 3-1. The next couple innings stay quiet and Ole Miss ends the fourth with a 6-1 lead. In the fifth, Ole Miss has a couple of runners on base, but Ole Miss pitcher Ryan Rodriguez comes in and strikes out two batters to get them out of the jam. In the bottom of the fifth, Ole Miss adds another run, but Memphis doesn't give up. In the sixth inning, they rally after a double and a single, making the lead 7-2. Ole Miss finishes the inning strong with another strikeout. In the seventh, Ole Miss pitcher Landon Waters holds Memphis off and no runs are scored in that inning. As the game heads to the final innings, in the eighth, Mitchell Sanford hits a home run to the right and that sets the game. Memphis gets a 2-walk out, but Waters strikes out the next batter to end the threat. Ole Miss pulled off an incredible win with the score being 7-5 to the Memphis Tigers. Ole Miss will now take on the Florida Gators at 7 p.m. on March 27th at Swayze Field. This is NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Ava Douglas.
And the men's tennis team is setting up for a Thursday matchup against number 21, Oklahoma. Matthew Chambonnery has been leading the Rebels with 20 single wins on the year, his 20th being against their last opponent, Florida. For OU, Luis Alvarez is leading the Sooners with a 21-7 record on the singles court. Rebs will host the matches at 3 p.m. And that's all I've got for sports. Be sure to follow us on socials and tune in tomorrow at 5 for more. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Everybody clunks. But not enough people click. And no matter how good they are at handling their cars, or how well they know the road, everybody's equally likely to get involved in an accident. And without a seatbelt, you're twice as likely to be killed or seriously injured. So don't just be a clunker. Clunk, click.
Son, I figured when you were old enough, I'd talk to you about drugs. I'd tell you they're nothing but poison. Tell you to stay away from the garbage that pushes that junk. Only I never figured that I ought to be telling that to a 13-year-old.
If you don't teach your kids to say no to drugs, it's as good as saying yes.
You may feel alone.
You aren't. Because we
didn't stay quiet. I am a businesswoman.
Survivor, survivor,
Survivor.
And we won't stay quiet.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Fast fashion is out and renting is in, at least at Ole Miss. Our reporter Mary Evans has more on how this trend is making fashion more affordable and sustainable.
Clothing subscriptions and rental accounts have taken over campus, with more students choosing to borrow rather than buy. Junior Katie Rogers has been renting out her wardrobe for years, making around $300 per week.
I rent out basically everything, whether it's a baseball jersey from day party dresses. It's just fun. It's girls trying on clothes and getting other meeting new people and kind of building community, but also just it's a little fashion show for everyone.
For many, like freshman Nina Hudashell, renting is the budget-friendly alternative.
You know, sometimes you don't feel like buying a whole new outfit for a certain event, so it's so easy to just throw down $15.
Local boutique Hemline is also on board.
We actually encourage our customers to post the clothes that they buy from us, and when they do so, they actually get 15% off if they share it to their story, and we can reshare it as well.
But not everyone finds renting this easy, especially freshman Lindsay Roth.
There's not a lot of more full-figured women that are renting clothing.
Whether it's a regular night out on the square, game days in the Grove, or formal, Ole Miss girls are proving that fashion is about more than just breaking the bank. But this trend is about more than just affordability. It's about sustainability and building a community. I'm Mary Evans, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Well, that's all we have tonight. Tune in tomorrow. I'm Lauren Height.
And I'm Hannah Baker with your latest news and sports.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5.
NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.